Adams is here to host for a couple hours while I go over there and watercolor and pen and ink and acrylic paint stuff for the auctions that we're doing that are linked up at InfoWarsMoneyBomb.com to fund this operation to buy the new equipment and get some more crew we need hired. And my goal is to get enough subscriptions in the next year to be able to syndicate this thing on TV and not have to do a money bomb next year. That is my goal. But I was looking at the numbers, and this money bomb is needed, so we're doing it. InfoWarsMoneyBomb.com. If you want to donate, I also want to thank the great folks over at Cabo Bob's here in Austin, Texas. They're listeners, and the owner over there is a fan of the show. We want to thank them for the great Mexican food. Don over there for the great Mexican food that they provided to the crew. I'm going to try not to tank up on too much of it, though, because I got to go paint. I was supposed to do this days ago, and then I just got so busy with the nightly news and everything else, I never did it. So, and we were going to videotape me doing this, but I don't know what we're going to do now. It's just gotten more and more insane by the minute. But I want to talk to Lance, Julio, Tina, and Zach, who've been holding. And then if Mike wants to open the phones up, I know he's got some guests coming on with some big breaking news. I'm sure he'll take some calls as well. And there'll be some big segments tonight where I do want to take your calls and get calls on with the guest. And plus, I've got to give people an update. We could have Mike do some updates on the amount of donations that have come in at InfoWarsMoneyBomb.com. But the issue is we've got 21 hours and 2 minutes left in this extravaganza in the fight against tyranny. And we've got a premiering here. He's done 6 months of research on everything she said, adding all these documents and video clips. And I said, stop, Aaron. It's got to air today. Never before seen or known stuff on Skull and Bones from Charlotte Iserbyt, who had family that was Skull and Bones, her dad and others. That's going to premiere tonight. We've got stuff that's going to premiere with Nick Begich. It's just insane. And I've got some other surprises. Jaron wants to have a chair race around the office. I think we'll iPhone video it, so it'll be next to live, somewhere in the middle hours, the still hours of the night, and then put that up, some fun stuff. I didn't even ask Weldon Henson like last year, but I am undoubtedly not going to sing this year like a demonic tomcat. I'm going to have Weldon Henson, a great singer, come in here and sing. In fact, you heard it, Weldon. He won't be here. He's going to play tonight. We'll make him come after the gig. Yeah, call his butt. I noticed he was all dressed up. So I just had the idea to have Weldon in here. Now he's going to do it. Where's he playing tonight? You want to do a drum solo? I don't know where he's playing. I play the drums on top of my head. Just like, all right. Yeah, by the way, guy doing the drums in like Fall of the Republic that sounds so awesome in that intro. Just slaying on the drums. Chris in there. Chris, also known as Minion of Jaron. Anyways, I'm just joking. I'm a minion of, you guys have trained me well. They're all Vatican assassins in there, folks. Okay, enough humor. Let's go to Lance in Texas, then Julio, Tina, and Zach, and then we'll bring Mike Adams in here. Go ahead, Lance.
Well, if you're this delirious at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I can't wait till tonight. But I wanted to quickly tell you about walking through or going to the airport, San Francisco, along with DFW.
Your slave rape training? Tell us about it, Lance.
Yes. Well, I was the only one out of my family wearing the 9/11 was an inside job shirt. My brother got body scanned. My parents refused it, and they both got the pat down, and they were trying to make light of it, oh, this isn't a big deal. Well, then they told my mom she had explosives on her, and she's like, what? This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's all about how you're guilty. Never checking them, though, who have all this predisposed behavior towards criminality. Pretty soon it's like their proctology exam. Soon it'll be cutting your head off. This is no big deal. It's all about getting into your body. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you for doing I'm going to order the 100 bumper stickers. I think that's a great idea because we need to get them out there. But
well, whatever you do, sir, don't plaster them up everywhere. I mean, look, we're not in trouble with light poles with cameras and microphones listening to us. This is not the time to even engage in mild political action with bumper stickers. This is the time to go along with it. It's not the time to climb billboards everywhere and spray paint Infowars.com on it. Don't you dare do it. Hand in your firearms. Give your money to J.P. Morgan immediately.
No way. Hey, I wanted to say two other things. YouTube censorship, I think what they're doing now, I can't even get your uploads. Like, when you upload new videos, like, I'm blocked from receiving those. So, they may not be censoring them other ways, but that's a way that they could do it that way. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, how about we check that the TSA workers aren't terrorists, and they get proctology exams by, like, a robot.
Right.
I mean, that's what I said to the TSA. I said, how do I know you're not a terrorist? Lance,
Alex, real quick. I will double my donation if I can get you to do Marvin the Martian saying, "I like Red Man."
Oh, dear, I've lost my red man chewing tobacco. I'll have to disintegrate that pesky earth creature. He has Levi Garrett and red man chew. Oh, dear, carcinogenic chewing tobacco. There's nothing I love better.
That's great.
All right. The donation has gone from 1 penny to 2 pennies.
$50.
Hey, you're awesome, sweethearts all. God bless you, Lance. Julio in Illinois, come on down.
Alejandro, hold on. I got to take a sip of some fluoride water, if that's okay.
Because the government, it's no big deal. Everybody drinks fluoride and has some pot-bellied pedophile grab their genitals in their wife's breast. It happens to everybody in America. America always had microphones in the streetlights. It's all part of the freedom. Americans always ate GMO crops spliced with other insects and animals and pesticides. You're not normal if you don't like it. Don't question it, Julio. Come now.
I love fluoride water. I went to college,
they won't drink the water.
I went to college. I want to give a shout-out to my friend Tim, who's a big fan of yours, Alex. We went to college at the Police State University, known as Western Illinois University, where we had fluoridic acid in our drinking water, which is even better than sodium
But
fluoride.
imagine the psychopaths know that eats your brain and 7-fold increase in cancer, and it's such a sick joke. And then, of course, there's all the other poisons, whether uranium, you name it, just it's for the children. Every time they lower a kid into a grave, they're just like, oh, God, the satanic power is incredible. Yes. But again, we're not supposed to get upset by that. Everything is fine. Janet Napolitano cares about us.
Yes, Mr. Napolitano cares about myself and my family, and yours as well, Alex. They're just
But as much as we don't like her, look at what a literal bloated bag of maggot vomit she is. Can you imagine being that reeking? I guarantee you get anywhere near that woman. I bet if she raised her arm, it smells like 1,000 dead bodies. If you got anywhere near her, it would probably just, the vomit would come out of you. She's got an Eddie Munster, white hair and everything. I mean, can you imagine her? Can you imagine the stench of this giant maggot worm?
You can tell she has no soul, Alex. That's why she's Homeland Security Secretary, because she's so compromised with all her filth that she's done, She's perfect to
No, she's 250 gallons of toilet bowl scum.
Alex, a couple comments, and then I want to wish you best of luck. Number one, Saturday night I'm getting set to go to a friend's house to watch my favorite band, Humphreys McGee, online, and I see out of the corner of my eye while driving, I almost, when I called last year about the Army trucks, I almost got into an accident watching them. I almost get into an accident. I see towards my right, I see our beloved Homeland Security, a Homeland Security truck, TSA truck driving through.
Oh, yeah, around here they've got the buses with her on the side staring at you, saying, don't trust anyone but me, basically. I'm serious. People won't believe it. Type in Homeland Security ads on buses. I swear I've seen them in Austin. And it's literally her. It's all about, I'm in your life whether you like it or not. I'm telling you, trust no one but me. The fish woman. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, this was a legitimate Homeland Security truck. I was following it. I was trying to do a video. It was, late at, not late at night. It was around like 8 o'clock at night, so it's pitch dark. And yeah, so like you said, coming up on 11/9/11, so fitting for FEMA to do their media takeover. I have a feeling when you talked about the TSA checkpoints, they'll probably do one in suburban Chicago. So if they do that, I'm going to have to film it because...
because they bring that to the mob that runs that. They're like, yeah, when we rob banks, everybody's got to get down on the floor. You want to train these slaves even more? Crush them. And they sit back and you like a chicken leg and throw it and bring me more slaves. I mean, it's all just the attitude of, look at these scum Americans. We'll get their guns. We'll shut down their churches. We'll feed them poison. Right, boss? Nothing can stop us. Yeah, look at the creature we got in Napolitano. She does whatever we tell them, and they do it too. Whoever thought Americans were so dumb and put up with it all? It never ends. I'm sorry, Lilio. I'm doing like a Chicago/New York imitation. But I can do a Boss Hogg, too. I'm not bashing Northerners. I tell you what, boy, there's nothing these slaves won't put up with. Ain't that right, Paul? You're going to show them. You're going to learn them. We're going to have pot-bellied pedophiles grope their women and children at TSA for a terror attack we did, boss. Sorry, go ahead.
Don't worry. You talked about the evilness of Rick Perry. I mentioned I was going to go last week to see him up in Des Moines. I went with my pal Tim, and you're right. I was going to ask him a question about Bilderberg. I tried to play nice, brought up Texas A&M football to weasel my way, make a slick Rick feel comfortable. But I tell you what, Alex, I felt very uncomfortable next to Rick Perry. I mean, the evilness.
No, folks. I don't tell people things unless, it really happened. That's why I admitted that I wanted to get on the flight, was tired, and was just sick of it, and rationalized, well, I'll be able to report on what happens. Go ahead and grope me. People are like, well, how dare you not stand up? I was just honest about it. I'm honest about what happens. And Rick Perry, literally, I've been around him a couple times. He actually sends like a shudder up you like he's a vampire. He really creeps you out when you're in person with him. He came over to my table once to leer at me like he was like a vampire or something. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, I felt that. I looked at his face, and he was like a wrinkly-looking
No,
man.
he looks like a zombie. He looks like a vampire. Who's the guy that played the vampire in the 70s and 80s movies? Christopher Lee. He played Saruman, and, it's like Saruman, I'm telling you.
And then quickly, I was going to confront Newt Gingrich on Bohemian Grove. It was a faith and freedom conference. It was like a Christian event. So definitely they were pimping out the evangelical vote, which made me want to vomit being a Christian. But I saw Newt Gingrich. I was very close to ask him about, number one, the Christian conservative values, and then get him on Bohemian Grove.
This is a guy who divorced his wife while she was dying of cancer. And told her, hey, I got a new wife, and then divorced her. But that's a side issue. People get divorced. The thing is, he's for carbon taxes. He wrote the foreword to the Toffler book calling for world government. He is a sack of crap. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, he looks like a sad, depressed man. I looked at his eyes, and he looked awful. All these politicians, except for Ron Paul, you can tell once you're awake. If you see them in person and you look into their eyes, you can tell they're just sad.
No, with Ron Paul, it's the opposite. He's a machine. What is he, 76 now? Ron Paul is a machine, and he is old, but he's stronger than them. He's stronger than these people.
You showed that Darren McBreen piece on propaganda and stuff like that in the media manipulation, studying broadcasting at school, and having you wake me up along with others. It's so easy to pick up media spin these days, and so easy to see.
Here's an example. They had an article off KXAN yesterday I didn't get to about the first body scanner going at Austin Bergstrom right down the road from me, and it said Abdul Muhammad. In fact, go see if, Dude's already left for the day. He's going on vacation, but they gave me that article last night. It was at KXAN, first body scanners go in. And it's like Abdul Muhammad is the first to go through it. They picked a Muslim to interview, so people reading that article and seeing the TV show, there's a newscast, think, oh, it's for the Muslims. Of course, they use that stereotype to sell it to the public. And again, you read that, and it's like these reporters think it's cute to be deceptive. They're told, you want to move up here at this operation, you need to learn how to deceive people. And so, but it was more like, go ahead and do a positive piece on this. And then they creatively figure out how to be positive for the naked body scanners for Michael Chertoff. And then they go out of all the people flying and pick a Muslim guy named Muhammad so they probably interviewed 50 people so they could say, see, a Muslim is going through the scanner. And he